Hi, and this is probably going to be my last video about puberty. I'm just trying to help people become more aware of things that might happen. I've already discussed for boys and girls the physical changes that you'll go through, and hinted at some of the mental things that you're going to encounter. But in general, boys and girls, you can expect your body's going to change. You're going to get taller. Your different parts of your body are going to get larger. Like for girls, the chest. For boys, the genitals. You're going to grow hair in between your legs, under your arms, maybe on a lot of other parts of your body. Some kids go from hairless to tons and tons of hair. I mean, if you ever see a picture of Robin Williams, for example, he was a very hairy man. And other people have very little hair, and again, that boils down to ancestry to a large degree, or at least, if not a generic ancestry, then a specific ancestry of your family. And so in here, this part is just as muddled up by the hormones that are causing puberty as your body. So while your body's changing shape and getting taller and you're growing hair and stuff like that, your brain is going through all kinds of stuff. So areas of your brain are developing that either were non-existent or were under-existent. And that process doesn't finish until the mid-20s of age. So as a result, you're going to go through periods of time where you don't know why you feel the way you feel. You're going to feel confused. You may feel sad. You may feel angry. You may have been a very even-tempered person, and then suddenly you have become a person who snaps very easily. And many other things can happen. You may cry at the drop of a hanky, or it's just the possibilities are very, very broad as far as what you might temporarily experience. Now, I want to point something out here, and that is that if you want to help yourself after puberty is done, try to make a video, or before puberty, try to make a video or write down what it feels like to be you now, and how you feel and what you think, and stuff like that. And then when you're getting near the end of puberty, which kind of settles down, and when you're around the age of 20, but it's not really done until around the age of 25 or so, depending on the person. It can vary plus or minus X number of years. Because you can go back to that video, that writing, and you can see, oh, I want to be like that again. And now I know this is what I'm shooting for. Because sometimes the mood swings and stuff, the emotions can be so strong, so overwhelming, that you may find yourself in a I guess you could say tailspin, or more specifically, you may find yourself really struggling to get your mental equilibrium and to move forward as a young adult. And you may, through the whole process of puberty, you will probably engage in activities that are riskier than you would have as a kid. You will become defiant toward your parents, possibly toward other authority figures. You may start doing things that you know are wrong, even when it doesn't benefit you to do so. You may engage in a wide variety of behaviors that you would previously never have thought of doing. Also, especially for boys, you're also going to start to have certain desires toward people of either your gender or the opposite gender, or all genders. And this is going to get strong. I mean, I didn't understand how strong it can be until I got to that stage when I was around 18, and I was just, wow. And it lasted for years. I just had a very strong drive to do certain things with people that I was attracted to. And it was very, very hard to rise up above myself mentally and stop myself from the biological drive to reproduce. And you're going to hurt people in the process. You know, if you've got somebody that you're dating, you may hurt that person because you won't be faithful to them. And you may hurt the people that you're being involved with otherwise. I encourage you to try to avoid this. I encourage you to seek the advice of full adults, people who've gone through the whole thing. So that means they have to be at least 27, I would say, and get their advice. That includes your parents, unless your parents are idiots, and some of you have parents who are idiots, or worse. But find somebody you can trust, somebody you believe can give you good advice, and help. Ask them to help you to navigate the very confusing time of the teens and the early to mid 20s, because it can be very, very emotionally stressful and confusing and stuff. You may be the nicest person now, and you may turn your back on your best friend. And a lot of this happens in middle school. Middle school for many kids is the worst. I know I had a horrible middle school experience. I don't know that everybody does, but I did, and I know that I've heard from plenty of other people that they've had horrible middle school experiences. That doesn't necessarily mean that you will as well. But I've always heard about stories of, oh, we were best friends since kindergarten, and then suddenly he turned his back on me and didn't want to associate with me and started talking bad about me, and he would come along and he'd push me and hit me and take my book bag and stuff like that. And it's like, this will happen. Hopefully not to you, but it will happen. And it's part of that developmental change that you're going to go through. You are also especially vulnerable basically from birth until you're a full adult. But during the teenage years, because you're more inclined to engage in risky behavior that can cause you to have lifelong consequences, you're more likely to engage in sex, you're more likely to engage in drinking, smoking, vaping, and consuming illegal drugs. And these are decisions that you will not make from an informed point of view, and you will likely make because of peer pressure or curiosity or self-destructive behavior or something like that. And they can have consequences that will haunt you for the rest of your life. They may do damage to your body to the point that you will have a shortened lifespan. They may cause you to have addiction that you will never be able to shake fully, that you'll always have to fight against. And some of you will never shake it, period. You'll become an addict, maybe a functioning addict, maybe a non-functioning addict. And so I strongly encourage you, please, 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 for your own sake, trust me on this, okay? Don't drink, don't smoke, don't do drugs, okay? Because especially if you are genetically inclined to addiction, you're just making your whole life messed up by starting at this period in time. So again, you're going to have confusion, you're going to have sudden mood swings, you're going to be rebellious and defiant. You're not going to understand why you're thinking and saying things. And this is something that happens as a child too. You're like, well, why did you do that? Why did you break that? Well, I don't know. It's going to be that way also, but it's going to be more. Because sometimes you just will have a biological drive that is triggered by the hormones, and you won't really comprehend why you did what you did, because there won't be a logical explanation. There may not be any other explanation than biology, human biology. Again, it can be very difficult. It can be very frustrating. You're going to lose friends, but don't give up. If you lose friends, that's okay. Just move on. Find somebody else to be your best friend. Find somebody that you can trust and rely on. Not somebody who only wants to hang out with you when you're fun. You know, those kinds of people are not the kind of people you need around you. Okay? Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.